Hello, welcome to a new video. It is that time of the month where it is time for my TBR. Now, this may come to a shock, but I'm not doing any readathons in September, which means I have free reign past my TBR game. So we're going to do my TBR game first, and then I'll show you all the extra books that I want to try and get on my TBR in September. So let's see what planets I'm going to, and then the first few rolls. Okay, so last month we ended on Coruscant, so that's where we're gonna start, and I'm using this dice to roll my planets, and then I have no rhyme and reason for these other than they both look edible. Like this looks like a sweet and then this is cheese, so that's going to be the d6s I roll. So let's see what 5 planets we're going to. No, I can't go to Coruscant if I'm starting there. That is a 9, so Camino. A 2, which is Coruscant. A 3, which is Mandalore. A 2, which is Coruscant. And then finally a 6, which is Mustafa. So let's move that, and then let's go for roll number 1. A 5 and a 4. So do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Roll number 2, a 3 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll number 3, a 5 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for Camino, the prompt is Wrecker, an explosive book. Okay, so the first planet was Camino, where I pulled the Wrecker prompt, which is to read an explosive book. Now for this, I have chosen a House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. So much happens in this that there is a lot. Explosive is definitely the right word. So much happens. I mean, it's chunky. I would hope a lot happens. And plus, this is for the mass along. Read along, so yeah. Right, so we need to get back to Coruscant now. So roll number 4, a 1 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll number 5, a 3 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll number 6, a 6 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll number 7, a 5 and a 6. 1, 2, 3. So for Coruscant, we have Ahsoka, a book with a dual perspective. So next, it took a few rolls, but I got back to Coruscant and I pulled the Ahsoka prompt, which is a book with a dual perspective. So for this, I will be reading The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon. Now, I'm terrified for this because I've heard so many people say they enjoyed this book. Every single person who has enjoyed this book that I've seen talking about that has not read the fan fiction that this was birthed from. I have read the fan fiction. Cast your mind back to 2023 when I read The Beast at 1200 pages called Landscape with a Blur of Consequences. And everyone I know who's read the fanfiction didn't like this. I don't know how, because that's very much not an alternative universe. That's set in the Star Wars world. So I don't know how this is going to be made into being not in the Star Wars world. So I'm a little bit scared. But I need to read it because the sequel's coming out and I need to know whether I keep my pre-order or cancel it and let someone else have it. Because if I don't love this, I'm not going to continue the series. And I'm just gonna stick with my 1200 page fanfiction that's on my Kindle. And then we still have 8 spaces to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna have lightsabers today. Roll number 8. Double 6 finally. When I only had to go that far, I could have probably done that in one roll anyway. Mandalore, Grogu, a middle grade or children's book. Next, I made it to Mandalore after getting a double that I didn't need to be a double. I was so close to Mandalore. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not bitter. I'm a little bit bitter. But I pulled the Grogu card, which is to read a middle grade or children's book. Now, I've been struggling with middle grade and children's lately. However, there is a series I want to finish because I've really enjoyed the first two in the series. And that is Delivery to the Lost City by P.G. Bell. This is the third and final book in the Train to Impossible Places series. I have really enjoyed the first two books. I'm going to have to look up a vague summary of book two, because whilst I do kind of remember, I need a bit of a nudge to my brain. But I'm excited to read this and finish a series. So yeah, now I need to get back to Coruscant. Another double would be great. Roll number 9. Oh my god. Double one. I'm still definitely gonna, there's no way I'm getting a double on this final roll. Right, Coruscant, I need to pick another one. Senator Palpatine, a book with politics. So the dice was like, let's just throw you another double right near the end and lull you into a full sense of security that you might actually manage to do this. So I made it back to Coruscant with another double, and I pulled the Senator Palpatine card, which is a book with politics. Me and Kelly are continuing our buddy reading, and next up is Saint's Blood by Sebastian de Castell. This series is steeped in politics, and I love seeing how they're coming to terms with dealing with this world. This is book 3 in the Greatcoats. I didn't have amazing feelings about book 2, but I've looked up trigger warnings for this one, and this doesn't appear to have what the second book had in it, which is good, because I want to see how, like, this is like a very hyped series and I want to see how it ends, but we shall see. I need to get all the way here. Roll number 10. A 3 and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what there was any point in me doing that. So we're going to have one lightsaber. Okay, so let's see what we're going to get. Let's go for, I'm thinking blue. Let's, I feel like a blue today. Number 4, Everyday Angel. Oh no. And then I rolled a 3 and a 1. So there was no way I was getting from Coruscant to any planet in that. But it's fine. I pulled a lightsaber. I pulled number 4, I think it was, which was Everyday Angel by Victoria Schwab, which I feel like is a win because this is technically 3 books and I will log them as 3 books on Goodreads. I don't care if it's just one book. I'm logging this as 3 separate ones. I'm going to be honest. I only got this because it's Victoria Schwab. I am not overly excited to read this, but this is going to get it read, and if I end up not loving it, I will just unhaul this one. It doesn't diminish my love for Victoria Schwab as an author, because I have an entire shelf of their books that I absolutely adore. I just don't think this one's going to be for me, but it could surprise me and I could really enjoy it. We shall see. But it's going to be off my TBR because I've had this one for so long. Like, I don't actually know how long I've had this one, but I've had it for a while. So that is my May the TBR be with you TBR. I have a few buddy reads next month other than Saint's Blood. So first up, Chloe from Chloe Reads Book does a Patreon buddy read, and we're reading Gilded by Marissa Mayer. I am very excited to read this. I have, you can see where the stickers come off, that's really frustrating. I have had this for so long, and I think I've got the second book as well, so I really need to read this. So I'm excited to do it as a buddy read because then I'll actually get it read. Lisa finally did it. She finally got me on her spin the wheel for her 12 friends, 12 books, 12 friends, 12 prompts, which means now she actually rolled this in August. Now, a couple of hours before, probably not even that, I messaged her saying, for August, if you land on me, can we read it in September because August is a big month for me? She was like, that's fine. And I got a message not even an hour, I think, later, saying, you'll never guess what. And then a screen recording from her phone of her doing the spin the wheel and getting me. So we're reading A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon in September. This is so intimidating, but like, it's just because I don't know why it's so intimidating, because I've read books this size like every month for the last few months because of the Sarah J Maas books. I don't know why this is so intimidating to me, because I had no issues reading Priory and then rereading Priory, so I don't know why I'm so intimidated by this. But I'm excited to finally read this because this is a prequel and I absolutely adored Priory of the Orange Tree. So me and Lisa are finally reading this. Next up, I said it, I think, in my August TBR that I was reading book 2 in this series and I wanted to read book 3 in September. It's Destroy the Day by Bridget Kemmerer. I'm so excited to finish this series. I've really enjoyed this series and I'm excited to see how it all wraps up, because the way the second book ended, I was like, why would you do this to me? Why? But yeah, very excited. Next is one that I literally got in my July Illuma crate and then needed to put on my September TBR, and that's The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. This is queer and pretty and I want to read it soon, so yeah. And then I got a book from the library. I reserved this a while back. I'm waiting for the audiobook and I don't think I'm going to get the audiobook, which means this is going to be a physical only read, but that's fine. This is Andy's Fault. I'm reading Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. Now, I didn't really have any interest in this book, but then Andy read it and Andy was talking about it in her vlog. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to read it. And then I found out it was sapphic as well, which just made me want to read it even more. And then Andy did the very good friend thing of letting me know if there was my triggers in it, which there is not. So I'm reading it and I'm very excited because it's cozy fantasy and sapphic, which is literally my vibe. And then we've got the 12 books mug. Now, I forgot to pull one for August, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull 2 for September because my TBR is not big enough, clearly. I'm gonna pull 2 for September, and this could go great because I have a middle grade and 2 romances, two contemporary romances, but then I also have a sci-fi and a fantasy. So we're gonna see what 2 we get. Let's do this one. Oh, we have Chef's Kiss by TJ Alexander. I got this when I was in Florida because it sounds very cute. So yeah, also, this is like food, like foodie as well, so happy with that. So that was one of the good ones. Chloe's pick, The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. This is the only Becky Albertalli book I haven't read apart from the sequel to Here's to Us is the sequel name. I've had this for the longest time and I just need to read it at this point, so I'm finally gonna read it. The mug did me good. The mug did me good, although I was kind of hoping I would pull Amari because the 3rd book comes out like next week and now I've got to wait. But it's fine. I also have some other books, so this isn't it. I also have Spyglass by Marie V. Snyder. My copy hasn't arrived yet. I've got a feeling it's going to get delivered today, but I needed to get this filmed, so I need to read the 3rd book in the Glass series for the Chronicles of Ixia read along. I will also be buddy reading A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher with Ash and Jem. I really want to try T. Kingfisher because I've heard nothing but good things about their writing. However, a lot of their books are have got my triggers in. So I went through all of the books of theirs that sound really good to me, and almost all of them have my triggers in. So this one sounds good. This one I think I'll be safe. So we're going to buddy read this. I also now this is Ash's fault completely because I had never really heard of this book before she read it, but she finished it the day before I am filming this and she's obsessed with it and she loved it. So now I want to read it. The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. I don't know anything about it, but she loved it and she recommends it, so I'm gonna read it. And then my audiobook hold at the library for The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes should come in the next 4 weeks. So it will be in September. I will get it and I will be reading that because I need to know what happens. Book 1 was like one of my favorite books, and now I need more. I need more in this world. So yeah. And then if that wasn't enough, I've got 3 books that I would like to get to in August, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen considering I'm filming this on the 24th and I've still got a fair amount of my TBR. But I would really like to get to A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. This comes out in September and Illumicrate have already said that it is their September book. So I'm going to be getting a finished copy of this, but I really want to read it before. So there's that as a possibility. I have the audiobook for The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz. I've had this arc since May 2023 because I got it at the MCM blogger brunch. And I haven't read it because it's chunky and it's intimidating because I didn't have an audiobook. But NetGalley put the audiobook up so I can dual read now. So I would like to get to that. And then I've also reserved this at the audiobook at the library. It is the Fairy Loot Romantasy book for July, maybe August. It's Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. I don't think I'm gonna like this, I'm gonna be quite honest. It's a reverse harem and they're not my vibe. I appreciate that many people like them, but they're not for me. But I've got the book, so I'm gonna give it a go. I've got the audiobook coming, so maybe I'll get to it sooner, but I don't think these are going to make it in August and I'm about to drop them, so I'm going to put them down. So that's my TBR. Why do I do this to myself? I've got so many chunky books on this month. I do have the audiobooks for quite a few of these, but not for all of them, because this is me. Why would I make my life easy? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.